Alan LaVenta Lawrence was born in Chicago in 1924. Along with his parents, Frank and Teresa, and his two brothers, Albert and Andrew, Alan lived in a one-room home where all three boys had to share a single bed. Alan loved to play tennis, ride his bike, and play piano. But even as a child, he dreamt of pursuing a scientific career. In high school, he was the editor of the newspaper in ROTC and his class valedictorian, and then was awarded a full-time scholarship to the University of Chicago. During World War II, when physicians were in high demand, the medical track was accelerated, so Alan earned his medical degree in just 2 years and became a licensed physician at the young age of 22. Dr. Lawrence's internship and residency were both at the University of Chicago. In 1952, he became assistant professor of medicine and maintained this position while performing military service as chief of the Department of Dermatology at Walter Reed, eventually becoming a 2-star general. Along with his mentor and frequent collaborator, Dr. Stephen Rothman, Dr. Lawrence pioneered numerous diverse investigations, crossing the boundaries between dermatology and other disciplines such as immunology, virology, and biochemistry. He was fascinated by every aspect of dermatology, not just diseases of the skin, but also the effects of disease in other organ systems on the skin. In 1960, Dr. Lawrence succeeded Dr. Rothman as chief of the section of dermatology and kept the role for 31 years. Meanwhile, in 1952, Alan married Lillian, and together they had 3 children, Donald, Linda, and Alice. Alan and Lillian always provided a supportive intellectual environment for their children. The kids used to say that the dining table was really the learning table. Dr. Lawrence was president of the Chicago Dermatological Society and an honorary member of several international dermatological societies. He served as a consultant for the Surgeon General of the U.S. Air Force and the U.S. Public Health Service, as well as a committee member of the FDA and the Illinois State Medical Society. He was on the editorial board of 6 medical publications, including the Journal of Investigative Dermatology. He had more than 350 of his own articles published. He received the McClintock Award for Outstanding Teaching, and in 1990, he was honored with the Chicago Dermatological Society's first ever Gold Medal Award for his superior service and academic excellence. Dr. Lawrence loved to travel with his family, and he never went anywhere without either his still camera or his movie camera. He was an inventor and a fanciful futurist with ideas that were years beyond what was technically possible. He had a droll sense of humor, and whether it was solving a baffling medical problem, riding a sled, throwing a boomerang, or riding a camel, his favorite saying was, "There's a technique to everything." Alan Lawrence, Professor Emeritus of Medicine at the University of Chicago, passed away in 2010 at the age of 85. Dr. Lawrence touched the lives of many, from his family to his patients, to his students, to his colleagues. He will be remembered not only as a pioneer in the emerging field of investigative dermatology, but as an exceptional teacher and a modest, kind-hearted man. In 1991, the Chicago Dermatological Society was proud to institute a named lectureship in his honor. Welcome to the Alan L. Lawrence Memorial Lecture.